Welcome to another game at the Mole Dodo 2 tournament. My name's Niino and I'm going to be your English caster for this game. We're here with ThePrime versus Mahameru ID. Oh my goodness. How would I not be able to pronounce that? Please excuse me, but we're going to jump straight into the draft. This is still the first round of the upper bracket, so teams, they still have a chance to proceed into the higher bracket, whereas if anyone loses, they're going to drop down into the losers bracket, where they have only one more chance to come back into this tournament. But we're going to jump straight into the draft. We have a Razor ban and Naga Siren ban coming out from ThePrime. So they already banned out a mech carrier in the Razor and also a split pusher bot from the Naga Siren, whereas Maham, they have banned out the Death Prophet and also the Lycan. So two great split pushers if they wanted to play them as those, but Death Prophet also a great team fighter, just having her Exorcism Ghosts available to really just start banging on those heroes that she's nearby, throwing out the nuke as well with the Crypt Swarm and also having access to the Silence, whereas Lycan, great split pusher, but we're not going to be seeing him ratting any of these towers. ThePrime, their first pickup is the Brewmaster. He did not get banned during the first phase, so he is the first pickup for their team. He's going to be a massive nuisance for Mahameru ID to actually, to really engage, because Brewmaster, he has the ultimate to fall back to, so if he gets ganked during the early game, if he's level 6, he can pop the ultimate and essentially get a return kill, instead of getting the kill on the Brewmaster. Also very tanky. He has his passive as well, which gives him a passive crit and also evasion. So nice little passive for him. He also has the Drunken Haze, which will cause miss for anyone that's hit by that, and also movement slow. So it's good. It's great for chasing, and also we can't forget the old famous Panda Clap. Does so much damage. It lowers the attack speed and movement speed, I believe. It is movement slow and attack, so yeah, so it does also do that. And it's for a 4.25 second duration, so for a hero, that's massive, especially when you're going to be slowed. At max level, it's a 55% movement slow, so for 4 seconds, slowed by 55%, that is huge. You're not getting away from the Panda for that 4 seconds, and if you're going to have support, follow up from his team, you're definitely not getting out if you're going to be able to be locked in place by any stuns. But we're going to have to see if their draft actually consists of stuns. A lot of the time there's always going to be at least 1 or 2 stuns on the team, just because if you don't rely on stuns, that means you're not going to be able to cancel TPs, you can't cancel channeling abilities, and it'll be a bit of an issue for your team if you don't have those stuns readily available. Mahameru ID, they've picked up Ogre Magi and Scarab Mage, so they picked up 2 supports as their first 2 pickups. They don't want to reveal if they want to go for a team fight or split pushing lineup as of yet. So they just pick up the 2 supports. They're not great split pushers, they're not great counter pushers either, but they're good gankers. They do have a stun from the Ogre Magi and a slow with the Ignite and a buff up. And also he will have another stun if he can pick up that early Aghanim Scepter. And also with the level 6, there is a chance to have that multicast proc, so there can be 2, 3, and if you're really lucky, you might get a 4 proc, and that's going to be tons of damage on whoever gets hit by that multicast. Whereas Scarab Mage is going to amplify the damage with the Ancient Seal. ThePrime, they pick up a support as their second pickup. That's going to be the Jakiri, so nice support to put with the Brewmaster. Brewmaster most likely going to be mid. Jakiri, he's going to be roaming around pushing towers, so he's a great hero to synergize with Brewmaster. He does have an AoE stun. It's only in a thin line, really. It's not a large AoE, so it's not overpowered or anything. But it is nice to have in those team fights. If you can get 2 and maybe even 3 hero ice paths during those team fights, that's huge. That means it's about 1. If it's max, I think it's 2 seconds. Yes, 2.2 seconds for a level 4 ice path. That's 2 seconds that the opponent heroes that are frozen in place, not able to cast any spells, not able to throw any items, and that's a chance that they might get sniped down before they can do anything. And if you can burst someone down before they can use their item, especially if it's a mech carrier or if it's a hero maybe such as Tidehunter who has a big ultimate like the Ravage, that's a really good thing, just to be able to snipe them off before they can pop anything. So for the moment, we have all of our bans already done. Necrolite and Batrider for ThePrime, whereas Mahameru, they got rid of the Slark and they also get rid of the Nature's Prophet. So they get rid of a Rat from the Nature's Prophet. They get rid of a very slippery ganker from the Slark, whereas ThePrime, they get rid of a good offlaner from the Batrider, who actually is not very popular in this tournament. I haven't seen anyone pick up the Batrider as their offlane, which is quite strange, and not even as a mid Batrider. So Batrider, been quite non-existent in the games. I might have just been missing out on the teams that do play him, but we're not going to see Batrider anyway. And no Necrolite. We did see the power of Necrolite in the previous game. If you watched the previous video, then you know how much damage that a Necrolite can do, but last game he had a Dagon, so he had extra damage. And the second phases of picks, Mahameru, they have picked up the silencer, so that's going to be a core silencer since they already have 2 supports. Most likely going to be their safe lane, unless they want to chuck him in the middle lane, they most certainly can. But he will be a nuisance for the Prime, because if Silencer can get that ultimate off first, and they can burst down one of these heroes from the Prime, especially if it's the Brewmaster, they can kill him before he has the split, then that's going to be really easy for you to engage into the Prime's lineup, because at the moment it's not that, they're not like powerful without their spells. Jakiri is a walking creep, same with the Witch Doctor, they don't have any great right clicks, they rely entirely on spells, and Brewmaster, he's relatively the same for a while, it's just once he pops the Brewmaster ultimate, then he has some more stuff to work with. My goodness, my throat's awful. Tidehunter is going to be the off lane for Mahameru, so they're going to have their Watermelon rolling in the off lane up against the Jakiro and Witch Doctor +1, whoever's going to be their safe lane carry, and that's going to be Medusa. So Tidehunter going to have to roll with those 3 heroes in the early game. He's not going to have fun. Medusa going to be able to harass him out too, but just because she is a ranged carry, she's not the traditional melee carry that we normally see. She's going to be able to harass him from a distance and maybe even throw out the Mystic Snake. If he gets hit by the Mystic Snake, not only will he take a ton of damage, he's going to be losing mana, and Tidehunter, he is a strength-based hero, so he has a small mana pool compared to a lot of other heroes, kind of like Ogre Magi. Ogre Magi runs into mana problems a lot of the time until he gets something with mana regeneration. But yet, the Prime, they have some great team fight now. They have the Medusa, they have the Witch Doctor, they have the Jakiro, and they have the Brewmaster. So plenty of AoE, as well as having the Medusa Stone Gaze. So if anyone gets Stone Gazed, that means that their team can just essentially right-click them down to Oblivion. So even the supports, they can deal some extra damage with Stone Gaze. It is a 50% bonus physical damage buff, so it's pretty big for them. So even if the Jakiro might be hitting for only, let's say 60, he will be hitting for 90 damage. So it'll be reasonable. They actually go through the bans really quickly. Anti-Mage and Centaur will run our other 2 bans, and we get a Meepo pickup from Mahameru, so they're confident in picking up the Meepo as most likely their safe lane carry. So it's going to be a mid-silencer up against the Brewmaster, Tidehunter rolling in the off lane with the Jakiro, Witch Doctor, and Medusa, and Meepo, who will be in the safe lane tri-lane with his Ogre Magi Scarab Mage, and we're going to see this last pick for the Prime, if it's going to be an off lane or if they want to go aggressive tri-lane and pick something and put in their safe lane. What do they have left? There's a Timbersaw in the pool. I guess, what else is there? There's no Batrider. There's actually Viper if they want to put a Viper in the offlane. That also means they'll have a mech carrier aside the Jakiro. They have plenty of time to think about it, so they're really thinking and taking into consideration how they want to do these lanes. If they maybe want to put the Medusa up middle, maybe against the Silencer, although it's not optimal because Silencer, he will be draining a lot of her mana and dealing plenty of damage. So Brewmaster, he probably would stay in that middle lane, whereas Medusa, maybe they leave the Medusa to solo up against the Tidehunter and make an aggressive trailing with the Jakiro Witch Doctor +1. Not too sure yet, just theory crafting at the moment. They haven't even picked their hero, so we'll see in a moment. This Meepo, though, he will get free farm, he will get the Agonists early, and this Meepo, he has a lot of work to do, because he's the primary physical DPS for his team aside the Tidehunter. Tidehunter, he only has an Anchor Smash to fall back to, and it has a lowish cooldown, 4-second cooldown, but the moment he runs out of mana, Tidehunter won't be able to really provide anything for his team, because he doesn't have great right clicks, and he doesn't have great burst. He's going to have to rely on Scarab Mage and Ogre Magi to be there, as well as a Silencer to help him burst down those heroes if the Meepo isn't there to help with the ganks. So down to 45 seconds. What do the Prime want to do? They've thought for about a minute now. They haven't decided yet. Do they want to go for that off lane that's going to solo, or are they going to go for an aggressive tri-lane? Down to 29 seconds. Still waiting. Pretty long wait time. They're really thinking about it. What's a great team fighter? Oh my goodness. I guess I could pick up an Earthshaker, but that means it has to be a core Earthshaker. I'm not too sure. They're running out of time though. They're really thinking about it. They pick up an Ancient Apparition. So this is going to be a core Jakiri to pick up the mech with the Witch Doctor and Ancient Apparition. Are they going to actually aggressive tri-lane with this? This looks like they have to aggressive tri-lane it because they don't have a optimal off lane. Unless they want to put the Brewmaster in the off lane. Or maybe Brewmaster safe lane. Medusa middle. And the Jakiro Witch Doctor Ancient Apparition tri-lane. That's what it seems like to me, because they don't have a great off lane, unless they want to put the Brewmaster there, but you don't really want to put him there. Or maybe even the Jakiro? The Jakiro offlane? I really don't know. Oh, sorry about that. I had to clear my throat. We're going to jump straight into the game, hopefully. We're not going to have any pauses. No pauses, no pauses. Great. Let's introduce the players really quickly. We're going to introduce the Prime first. We're going to start with our Brewmaster being played by Nefari. On the Ancient Apparition being played by Bubu. On the Witch Doctor being played by MST. On the Medusa, it's being played by Monang. And lastly, on this core Jakiro, being played by Y2K. And it looks like it is going to be an aggressive tri-lane, but they're going to put the Brewmaster in the tri-lane. So they're not going to go for the Jakiro Witch Doctor AA. They're going to go for Brewmaster. They're going to swap it out. So Jakiro going to go up against the Watermelon by himself. He shouldn't do too bad. He put his first point into Liquid Fire. On the side of Mahameru, on the Ogre Magi, we have Vlacius, I think G Freaks is a sponsor. Yeah, that's a sponsor. So Mahameru is being played by Vlacius. On the Scarith Mage being played by Kylie. AMD on the Meepo. On the Tidehunter in that offlane up against the Jakiro being played by Quadza. The G, oh my goodness, the G is not included. And then lastly, on the Mid Silencer being played by Upping G Freaks. I'm not going to say G Freaks again. Oh my goodness. So many mistakes, so many mistakes. But the game will be starting in about 13 seconds. There is an observer ward plopped down here by the Radiant, but also the Prime, they have their own 2 wards. They have 1 lane ward as well as this one here to spot the runes. So they will see the heroes from Mahameru pick up that rune. It's actually a regen, so it's nothing aggressive like an invisibility or a haste. So they have nothing to worry about. They should be fine. Brewmaster going to be in the lane. He's going to block up the creeps by himself. He has a stout shield and a magic wand, so he is prepared for these heroes and the tri-lane to happen. And I actually think, in my opinion, the tri-lanes right now, they actually favours the Prime. They decided to put the Meepo in this in the tri-lane rather than putting him up mid up against the Medusa. So Silencer, he is going to be up against Medusa. They're hiding in the trees. They're actually waiting for them to come out, and Scarith Mage looks like he might be the target. They could go on the Meepo as well. He is pretty slow. Actually, no, he has boots. Never mind. They're going to go for the Scarith Mage, and it's going to actually bounce between the Scarith Mage and the Meepo, and they're going to get this easy kill on Scarith Mage. So he, unfortunately, copping the brunt of those stuns. So nice engagement there by the Prime, getting the first kill right off the bat, and that's 400 gold going to them. Witch Doctor getting most of that, so he's going to be able to pick up boots if he wants to. He does have them. Yep, there we go. There's the boots on the Witch Doctor, so he's going to have an easier time initiating these team fights. Meepo, not going to have fun. There is a lane ward, so they can see him around the trees, I think. Oh no, they can't. They can't see in this vicinity. They're going to continue harassing him out. Ogre Magi, there is no block here, but Ancient Apparition going to do what he can to just harass the creeps and make sure it doesn't pull into the lane. So nice job there by the supports on the side of the Prime. So for the moment, Silencer is ahead of Medusa. Medusa has pretty bad right clicks during this early game, so she will be having a bit of a struggle up against the Silencer, just because of how weak her right clicks are during the early game. Jakiro not doing too badly up against the Watermelon. They're about even at the moment. Jakiro having two denies over the Tidehunter. So Creep Boy finally going to go into the Mahameru tower. Although Meepo not getting any of these last hits as of yet. He only has 1. He's struggling in this lane. The Brewmaster is having an easy time. He's not too worried. He is tanky. He has leveled up the passive, so he's not got too much to worry about. Well, Jakiro, he is standing right next to a Watermelon who probably threw out the Anchor Smash to harass him out. And he's going to try and do it again. There we go. He's going to try and really harass out the Jakiro. He went for a Ring of Regen, so he does have that regeneration to work with. So unfortunately, Jakiro, he's not going to be able to harass as often as he would like until he gets a level 3 Liquid Fire, and that's going to be happening at level 5. So it's going to be a while. Tide going to chase him out of lane again. This time the Anchor Smash is going to miss him. There is a rotation here by the Ogre Magi. There is a set of boots going onto the Silencer. There's another Curse of the Silent thrown out onto the Medusa. She's going to have no mana to work with, so she has no mana shield, which will be really unfortunate. She's maxing out the Mystic Snake. So interesting decision there. The issue is she won't have the mana to actually spam the Mystic Snake at all. Ogre Magi coming up to the top lane. They see a little bit more than half HP on this Jakiri, so they want to try and grab a kill on him. They need something on one of their lanes, and if they can grab it on the Tidehunter, that'd be great. But Tide running out of regen, and Jakiri is really starting to harass him with that liquid fire. Tranquil Boots as well, so he has plenty of HP regen. And Jakiri, he might want to try and go for something, but he doesn't see the Ogre Magi, so Jakiri, he's going to have to start making his getaway here. There is a Scarif Mage with the concussive shot coming in, and Tide, got to be careful. Jakiri can always hit you. If the tower hits the Tidehunter once and Jakiri gets one last hit, then that would have been a kill on the Tidehunter easily. He would not have been able to tank the tower damage. 110 damage from the tower, plus the 3 armor. It's only 18% physical damage resistance, so he would have taken quite a bit of damage there. So Jakiri, he's now up against an aggressive tri-lane on the side of Mahameru. So Jakiri is not going to have fun anymore. He is going to start being harassed down. There is the dual breath right now onto the Tidehunter. He's trying to survive through this, but he might actually get picked off anyway. There's the last hit going onto the Ogre Magi. And Tide, he did not have to tank the tower shot that was tanked up by the Ogre Magi. So nice play there, making sure that Tide did not get hit by the tower. And actually, there was a kill in the middle. They pick up the Silencer kill. So the Prime, they rotate their supports, and they know that Jakiri, who's going to be harassed in the top lane, so they decide, hey, we know the Silencer is not going to have any support, so we're going to grab a kill on him, and most certainly do. So both teams, they get some gold on some of their core heroes. For the Prime, they pick it up on... Who picked up the kill? The Witch Doctor actually picked the kill, but Medusa getting some bonus EXP and a little bit of gold from that gank, whereas the tri lane here, actually it's a dual lane now just because Tidehunter went back to base, but the 3 heroes there for Mahameru, they did get something out of that Jakiri kill. Tidehunter going to TP back in a minute. There is a stun. There is also the concussive shot. Jakiri has not put any points into Ice Path as of yet. He's not worried about it, but I think he is going to be worried about it now. He couldn't even throw out the dual breath. He did get silenced up, and that is another kill on the Jakiri. He didn't think that they would come back, so now he knows that this is going to be a permanent aggressive tri-lane on the side of Mahameru. So Jakiri going to play really defensive now up against the Tidehunter, who's almost level 6. This Meepo, though, he's actually doing a lot worse than the Jakiri. Jakiri, who's level 5, whereas Meepo, he's almost level 6. And these two supports, they're playing very aggressive. They really want to grab a kill on the Meepo if they get the opportunity. Brewmaster, he will have his ultimate in one more level. So this Meepo, he's going to be worried for his life. He's only sitting on 600 HP. And they're going to dive the tower for him as well. He did get level 3, so he does have 2 Meepos now. He's going to deal some okay damage, but are they going to get a return kill here? No, they don't get the Witch Doctor. They're going to put the Brewmaster in front, so Witch Doctor going to sit in the back. They don't want their Witch Doctor to die, because if they get the kill on the Witch Doctor, that's going to be some return gold to them, but they can get the kill there. They do get the Scarif Mage. Witch Doctor going to come around through the back. Ancient Apparition will get finished off by the Ogre Magi, and Brewmaster, he is on his own now. Nice there. Nice stun through out by the Witch Doctor. They're going to get the kill there, and the Ogre Magi, there was even a crit from the Panda, so nice RNG from Panda. Is there net on the Meepo? No, he has no net. Tidehunter even came in. He has Ravage, but they're not going to be able to get any kills up here. Silencer, he picked up the bounty rune, and he's also going to pick up an invisibility rune, whereas on the bottom lane, did they get anything on the bottom lane? I guess Silencer picked up the bottom rune as well. Might have been it, but Meepo, he might actually die here to a Brewmaster on his own. There was even a crit there, so Brewmaster getting that kill on the Meepo, so now he's died twice. And he's only level 4. So he did get one extra level, but unfortunately for the Meepo, he's just not doing too well in this lane. So the Meepo being punished out pretty badly. AA, he is coming around the back for the top lane. He wants to try and go for a kill, but he might run into a Scarif Mage instead, which is something that he doesn't want. Not sure if the Scarif Mage has seen him. He might have. He's going around the way now, and he sees the Ancient Apparition. AA, going to throw out the Cold Feet, just so the Scarif Mage is forced to run away and not contest for any right clicks. And Scarif Mage, he's thinking about, does he want to turn around, or... Are they going to try and go for the Jakiri kill? Because there are 3 heroes up here. There is the 2 supports and the Tidehunter. Tidehunter, he wasn't caught in the smoke, but AA, he was able to make a quick getaway, so he won't get caught out by Tide. Or actually the Scarif Mage, he came back out just to see if the Ancient Apparition was still there. He probably doesn't know that there's an Observer Ward here. He probably didn't even check the Ancient Apparition's inventory. So AA going to make his way back down to the bottom lane, actually. He's gone back to the middle lane. Do they want to try and go on the Silencer? Silencer, he has a invisibility rune though, so he does have a way of getting out. No, AA is going to take up the lane while the Medusa goes back to heal up because she has no regen left. She's gone for a Sage's Mask, so she's going to go pick up that Ring of Aquila, so she has some mana regeneration going in her way. And Silencer trying to get her, oh my goodness, harassing out the Ancient Apparition. He's not having fun. These poor AA players, they have to deal with so much nuke damage just because of how tiny the HP pools are. And not just that, but their armor as well is absurd. It's actually up to 28 now. He has picked up his Tranquil Boots, so he does have some nice armor. There's 2 heroes smoked up here on the side of the Prime. They want to grab something, but there's no one in the jungle here for Mahameru. Meepo, he's going back to base because he's pretty low. There's one Meepo that's down to about half, and the other one a little bit healthier, but they might go for the Silencer kill instead. They are going to go for it. They even pop the drums. There's the stun. That's going to hit onto a creep, and it stuns the Silencer again. There was even a global silence, but they finish off that Silencer really quickly, and there's no Stone Gaze on Medusa. There was the Tidehunter Ravage. They're going to get a kill here on the Witch Doctor, and they're going to get any return kills though. Medusa, she kept her mana shield up, so she doesn't have much mana to work with. She had, actually no, there were Arcane Boots? Yeah, no, there were how'd she get the mana back? My goodness, I don't know where the Medusa got her mana from. No, she probably threw out the Mystic Snake. That might be why she got back some mana. So Panda turning the fight upside down. They get an Ogre Magi kill, and there are Meepos here if he wants to try and go for the 2 kills there. Panda, the duration does expire. There is a potential net from the Meepo in a couple of seconds. 5 seconds, 4, 3. Panda's too fast. No, he turns around. He wants to try and do something here. He's going to throw out the Panda Clap onto the Meepo. Meepo cancelling out the poof, not going out. They're throwing out the net, and he might actually lose the Meepo here. Meepo dropping so low, he does die in the end. So they do get a kill on the Meepo. So Panda playing very aggressively and definitely paying off for them. So they grab some extra kills. And Meepo, he died twice? No, he only died once. So who else died during that? It was Ogre Magi. Ogre Magi died, and also the Silencer, who unfortunately got casted. The cask hit him twice during that engagement. So the Prime, they are in the lead so far. Let's take a look at net worth real quick, and then we'll take a look at the graphs in a moment. Panda, way ahead of everybody. Does he have a Blink Dagger? No, he doesn't quite have it yet. He has Phase and Drums though, so he's going to go for that Blink Dagger soon. This tower is in deny range. If they want to deny it, they probably want to.
Radiant's bottom tower is being subjected to extreme violence.
Are they going to deny it, or are they just going to leave it? There we go. There's the deny from the Ogre Magi. Tidehunter, what's he going for? He's going for that mech for his team, so it looks like they're going to pick up that mech first. Mech used to be a popular pickup on Meepo first, just because it could have healed up all the Meepos, but lately it's fallen out of fashion. Aghanim Scepter is what's in right now. It's hot, it's sexy, and Meepo, he's going to be going for the Aghanims, but he's not that close. 300 gold on him. He's got treads, but that's pretty much it for his items. He hasn't got any more item progression. So he looked at the tide. He was going to go for the mech. What's Medusa going for? Lincoln Sphere? She's actually going for drums first. So she's farming up the jungle. She's going to pick up her drums first before... oh my goodness, before I lose my voice. That's going to be drums before her Lincoln Sphere, unless she wants to go for something else. Lincoln's is a standard pickup on her just because it denies one spell being thrown out on her, as well as giving her some passive mana and HP regeneration. And Panda is going to be stunned up by the Ogre Magi, even multicasted when he was hit by the Ignite. There was even a silence thrown out from the Silencer. So taking quite a bit of damage, down to half HP Panda. He has no sort of mana HP regeneration aside from the Witch Doctor, who will come in and heal him for a bit now. So continuing down the line, let's take a look at this Silencer. He's going for a 4-staff. He's got the Staff of Wizardry, and he's also got the Ring of Regen. So he's going slowly but surely toward that 4-staff. He has died twice though, so he hasn't had the best game. He has no kills either, so he has been sniped down relatively quickly. But there is a smoke coming in from the back from the Prime. There is a Sentry Ward from these Scarif Mage, so they know this coming. They're going to pick up this easy kill here on the Scarif Mage, hit by the Death Ward. He was the sole target there. And there was a silence thrown out as well. Panda popping the Bruce split in time too, so they might be able to get a kill here on the Tidehunter. He is relatively tanky though, so they're going to have to focus everything on him. Brewmaster, is he going to have the stun? There is the Tidehunter Ravage that does hit 2 heroes, but aside from that, not going to hit anyone else. Meepo, he is up the top. They might be able to grab a kill here on the Silencer. He's running into the trees. There's a Panda Clap from the Brewmaster, and he does get the solo kill on the Silencer and Meepo. He is trying to run away with the very low Meepo. He is going to be able to get away with that one, but unfortunately there is one Meepo left, and there is Poof on cooldown. It's off cooldown now. They might be able to finish off in time. No, he gets out. But Medusa, she is in the back. She might be able to get the Skywrath Mage here. He is slowed up incredibly. There is a courier if he wants to try and kill the courier. No, he's not going to go for it. He's just going to run away for his life. Whereas Brewmaster, he does get picked off from the Ogre Magi. He did get lucky with the stun, I presume. And there is a buyback here from the Silencer. Tidehunter, he did respawn, but Silencer... Medusa does get the pick off on the Scarif Mage, but Witch Doctor going to pay with his life. So at the moment, 3 heroes have been downed by the Prime. actually down on the side of the Prime, but Mahameru, they did get the better end of the trade, I believe. They did force a buyback on that Silencer. They did get, obviously they got the return kills, but they got it on 2 of the cores. They got the Tidehunter and the Silencer. Meatbo, he was close, but he did survive the engagement. So Meatbo gonna be happy that he was there to help his team and also not contribute to a kill. Well, contribute to a feed. So what does the... Jakira's actually gonna go pick up the Yule Scepter, so he's not going to go pick up that mech. Who's going to pick up the mech for the team? No one's actually picking up the mech, so they're confident that they don't need the mech. I think this might actually be a mistake. They don't have that much sustain, aside from the Witch Doctor. He does have the healing ward of the Voodoo Restoration, but aside from that, it doesn't heal for much. It's not that giant chunk of HP regen, but they did get a Medusa kill on the side of Mahameru, but they might pay with 2 heroes. Silencer already dropping down, Ogre Magi getting picked off, and there was also a cask hitting the, oh my god, the Scarlet Mage, who just got annihilated by the heroes there. There was even a Chilling Touch deployed, so plenty of damage going to the Scarlet Mage. And Panda, he is going to try and get the Meatbo here. There are 2 Meatbos. Are they going to throw the Ice Path? It's going to hit the first Meatbo, and he's going to be able to proof out in time. No, he doesn't. That is going to be a dead Meatbo, so nice kills picked up by the Prime there. So plenty of gold going towards their heroes. They're going to be happy with those pickoffs. But the Prime, they're playing incredibly well. They are initiating a lot of these team fights. They are dictating the flow of the game at the moment. Mahameru, they are going with the flow. They're trying to do as much as they can to counter-initiate during these team fights. But at the moment, they don't have enough. They have nothing to deal with the Panda. Panda is the biggest problem at the moment, and no one can really tank through the damage he does. No one can actually physically right-click the Panda spirits down enough to really kill them. So what can they do? They can't even draw it late because the Prime, they have a better late game in the Medusa. Meatbo, he does okay during a mid game if he can get the farm, but he's just not getting it. He has died 4 times now. Let's take a look at the graphs real quick. Now, there was a giant dip going towards 5k EXP advantage to the Prime. It did go up for a little bit when they got a couple of those kills, but all of a sudden it's dipping back down to that 5k difference. There is a Yule Scepter on the Ogre Magi, and he might get picked off. There was a Panda Clap. There is also a Death Ward from the Witch Doctor. It's actually going to hit onto the Scarlet Mage as well. The casks bouncing between the 2 areas, and unfortunately Scarlet Mage, he does get picked off there. Oh, Scarlet Mage not having the time of his life. He's sitting up in heaven a lot of this game, watching on his teammates thinking, I can't help you all, I keep getting picked off. Oh my goodness. We'll take a look at net worth real quick before they take the tower. 7.5k net worth advantage going to the Primes. They are well ahead in terms of items as well. There's no big items on the side of Mahameru at the moment. There's only the point booster on this. Actually, that's the Prime. Never mind, looking at the wrong team. Ogre Magi is rushing for the Aghanim Scepter. His team needs something, and it's Ogre Magi. He's trying to go for the Aghanim Scepter, hoping that he can get some of those RNG multi-casks for his team. Scarlet Mage, no item progression. He is probably going to go for the multi-null talisman build. Tidehunter, he only has the mech for his team. He doesn't have a blink dagger, or he's nowhere near a refresher orb either, so he's not going to be able to get in and out of those fights relatively easy. 2 components on the Meepo, and then lastly we only have a 4-staff on our Silencer. And take a look at current gold. Who's hanging on to gold? Brewmaster, obviously, but he might get he's going to die here actually to the Ogre Magi right clicks. So nice kill there, and they're going to try and pick up the Jakira. Jakira, he is ensnared. He is going to use himself up in the air. There was even a Tidehunter Ravage, but they're going to grab the kill on the Jakira regardless. There actually is a Stone Gaze to try and protect the Jakira. Jakira, he is so fast, he manages to get out, and this Meepo might actually die in the end himself. He's trying to poof to do enough damage, but unfortunately gets picked off. Scarlet Mage also getting picked off, and the rest of the heroes here, Scarlet Mage, sorry, the Silencer, he will get picked off by the 2 heroes here. Going for right clicks with this Ancient Apparition. AA, he does manage to get the kill. Tidehunter finishing off the Jakira in the end, but there is going to be a TPing Ogre Magi. He does not get it finished off by the Medusa. She doesn't do enough right clicks as of yet. Oh my goodness. So 3 heroes from each side are down. 2 of the cores from each side, the Jakira and the Brewmaster for the Prime, whereas Silencer and the Tidehunter. Actually, did Tidehunter die during that engagement? I wasn't too sure. Meepo did die though, so I guess they still got 2 cores anyway. So Meepo died, Silencer died, and I think actually Tidehunter got out of there because he did go back to the fountain with half HP. So Tidehunter did not die. So back to current gold. So just with that engagement, some heroes got gold. So Medusa, she has 14k gold, 1.4k gold. Sorry, she's gonna pick up her Yasha. So she's gonna rush straight for a Manta Star rather than picking up the the Lincoln Sphere. She's not worried about any of these spells from Mahameru as of yet. It's tied. He's slowly but surely working towards that blink dagger. He's up to 1.3k gold. There is a witch doctor in the jungle. Is he going to try and do anything here? They did have an observer ward, so he sees any rotations. There is a Meepo coming in his way, and if Meepo oversteps the boundaries and if he heads in this direction, he will get cast to death because he has those two Meepos clumped up with each other. The two Meepos are going to farm the bottom of the jungle together, whereas the other one is going to head up top. They're going to poof them up top just so he can farm that top lane. And there even was a Brewmaster split. They actually jumped on the Silencer. There is the Ice Path that's actually not going to hit the Silencer. He might be able to get out just in time. There is a Yule Scepter from the Jakiro. And there is a Global Silence as well cast out by the Silencer. He will die in the end. Tide was not there to give him that mech charge. I think he was actually. There was a nice Ice Pass and a Macropire thrown out by the Jakiro and Tidehunter. He might actually drop in the end. He does, finished off by the Brewmaster. Actually, no, Jakiro getting the last hit there, probably from the damage over time ticks from his spells. And AA just AA grabbing the tower by himself there. So 3 heroes already down on the side of Mahameru. So unfortunately, slowly getting further and further behind. We'll take a look at the gold charts again. Dipping further and further. 7.5k EXP advantage to the Prime now, as opposed to the 5k that it was originally. And gold slowly getting towards the 10k net worth lead, so they are getting further and further ahead. Mahameru, they really need a good team fight because their late game is not amazing. Meepo, yeah, he is okay. It's just with the amount of damage coming out from the Prime, if they just focus down one Meepo and keep it stunned, keep it disabled, keep it slowed, just keep it where it is, taking all that damage, it will die anyway. So no matter how many Meepos there are, if it dies, it dies. Now, this is a lovely little trivia for some people that might not be aware. If you are not a Meepo player, Meepo has a natural 35% magic resistance. I remember hearing this from a previous stream and I was thinking, oh, I probably should mention this. So Meepo, unlike a lot of other heroes that only have the 25% magic resistance, he has 35%, so he does take less magical damage. That is the advantage of Meepo. This might be a kill here on the Medusa. There's no mana on her. She has a mana shield up. She's taking so much damage and she's not getting out of here no matter what. So she does get picked off by the 4 heroes there. That was actually 5. Meepo trying to come up there to do something as well, but no, he's going to farm up the top wave. Going to poof both of his Meepos up there too. So that was a nice kill for them. They get 1.2k. Wow, 1.2k gold out of a Medusa kill too. So nice pick up there. A lot of it going to Ogre Magi, who slowly, he's getting very close to the Aghanim Scepter. He's got 3 pieces already. He just needs 250 more gold to pick up that last piece, and that he will have the Aghanims, and that's actually going to be a 20-minute Aghanim Scepter. Although there's also a 20-minute Aghanim Scepter on this Ancient Apparition. So AA having a pretty good game, 10 assists, 3 kills and 2 deaths. He has managed to pick up the Ags already. So Ogre Magi, he is going to be the second Ags carrier for his team. Any other item progressions coming up? It doesn't look like it as of yet. Aside from the Medusa's Manta style, we did mention that earlier, and Witch Doctor actually getting close to his own Aghanim Scepter. He's got 2 components. He's actually bought out the component as well, so he's only got 150 gold in his inventory, so he won't have any buyback if he dies. But he is pretty tanky now, 1.2k HP for him, and that's a finished Manta style on the Medusa. Is she going to come and take this Roshan? Yes, she is. She's coming down towards that bottom lane so she can pick up the Roshan. Actually, there is going to be an engagement. No, there's actually an illusion. So popping a lot of ultimates for that illusion, but it's going to be a free Roshan unless Mahameru can actually defend this Roshan fast enough. But it looks like they might lose it before they even get there. They do have 2 heroes coming in. There is the Meepo and they do have the Silencer. Silencer has the Global Silence available, and this Roshan is actually dropping really slowly. They don't have much physical damage to really kill the Roshan. But Mahameru, they aren't going to put those 2 heroes in. They're going to wait for the whole team. If it's going to be too late, the Roshan is actually dropping really low, down to 500, 400, 300, 200, 100. They're not going to get it. It gets picked up by the Brewmaster. Brewmaster's going to be able to successfully. No, he doesn't be able to. He's not able to split. There was the Global Silence popped by the Silencer. They do get to pick off the Aegis straight away from the Brewmaster. They're trying to get off one of the other heroes. Medusa dying instantly. Tidehunter having to back out. He is hit by the Ice Blast, and Brewmaster just killing all of the killing the one Meepo. They also get a one hit on the Tidehunter, and they're also going to get a kill here on the Ogre Magi. He has his Aghanims now, so he does have. Oh no, I clicked on the wrong hero. No, he does have his Aghanims, never mind. So he does get it, but the Prime, they lose the Aegis, but best of all, they got two cores out of that fight. They got the Meepo, they got the Tidehunter, and did Silencer actually buy back? No, he did not buy back. So he did die during the team fight. Did he TP? Meepo, Tidehunter. No, I think he just TP'd out. So Silencer, he did manage to TP out of there when he saw his team, the team fight was going down south after the Brewmaster had died. That was a nice silence too. If you guys noticed, it actually cancelled the Brewmaster animation for the split halfway through, and actually there's now a BKB on this Brewmaster. They're going to send the courier back. They're kind of fighting for it, and the Brewmaster saying, yeah, I need this BKB. You guys, courier is mine. High priority Brewmaster right here. And they might actually lose another hero here on the side of Mahameru. They're not aware of these heroes hiding right at the back. Brew is hiding in the trees. There is a... Actually, it's just a Witch Doctor and the Ancient Apparition that are showing their faces, and the Jakiro, but Brewmaster, he is in the trees. Actually, they see... Oh no, they had an illusion nest. They see the Witch Doctor. They know he's there. There is a nice ice path that hits two heroes. They're going to take away the Ogre Magi immediately from the fight. He has no buyback. And they also get rid of the Tidehunter, who he did use... Actually, there was no Ravage available either. Nice ice path locking in all of those heroes. They're going to get rid of the Meepo. Meepo not able to survive the Onslaught and Silencer. He is on his own. There is a Scarab Mage. Although he is actually really far back, he was cycloned up. And this is going to be the end of the Silencer. So 4 heroes already down for Mahameru. And are they going to pursue after the Scarab Mage? No, he is too far back. Actually, Brewmaster, thinking about it, but his sword, yeah, it's too far away. I'm not going to go after that. And that BKB really paying off for the Brewmaster, that pickup.
Well, it seems that Radiant's top tower, Radiant's structures are fortified.
I'm surprised there was actually no global silence casted by the Silencer just now. Probably thinking that it wasn't worth it just because there was a BKB popped on the Brewmaster. That global silence primary target at the moment is the Brewmaster, but they also have to consider the Jakiro. Jakiro, having thrown out a lot of those nice ice paths for that for the engagements, has been really helping them win these games. Just keeping the Meepo locked down, dealing plenty of damage to him, whether or not he has the high magic resistance or not, and definitely just picking apart Mahameru one by one. They're pretty much doubled up in kills on this over Mahameru at the moment. They're up to 32 opposed to the 15, and they're definitely way ahead. And AA, what are you going to buy with your gold? You're sitting on so much gold right now. A whole pile of it, a whole bathtub of gold, 2.1k gold. Jakiro also sitting on a nice pile, 1.7, having a Yules and a Force Staff. For the Panda, also sitting at 1.7. What's he want to buy now? He probably could go for the Aghanim Scepter if he wants to, or if he wants to, he can go for damage, just to help the Medusa deal some extra physical damage, just so that she's not the only one. She is pretty squishy, though. She has been pretty easy to pick off during some of these team fights, so she is not that tanky at all. She is still killable. This is going to be a dead tower from Mahameru. They can't do anything to defend it. It was already in deny range to begin with, and unfortunately that's going to be a missed and snare by the Meepo. 2 illusions coming in from Jakiro. Just going to whack the melee barracks while Medusa hits the ranged one. There is a Yule Scepter onto the Silencer head. There's going to be no global silence as of yet, and there's going to be a ultimate coming out from the Medusa as well. There is a Tidehunter Ravage already, but they haven't been able to engage. Tidehunter popping his mech. He is actually stuck in his spot trying to TP out, but unfortunately getting picked off. There is the Brewmaster split now, and there has been a global silence casted, but unfortunately they haven't been able to do anything about it. So, Meepo just being able to get out in time, but he's going to get picked off by the Ancient Apparition with the Ice Blast. And Meepo, he has to buy back for his team. He needs to do something. He has lost 3 heroes on his team already. Silencer, he is around the back. Meepo trying to make something out of this, but this Brewmaster dealing so much damage. Their whole team able to annihilate the Meepo against. That was a dieback from the Meepo. Well, multicast going all over the place, hitting the AA. He's not happy about that. Silencer is going to drop down here. His Force Staff was on cooldown, so he could not Force Staff into the base. And second stun thrown up by the Ogre Magi, hoping that it might have multicasted, but it didn't. And this is going to be... This is going to be the first set of Raxes for the Prime if they want to commit to them. There's only 1 hero, only 2 heroes now to defend it, and Tidehunter, he can't really do much. He only has access to the Anchor Smash, no Tidehunter Ravage, and actually they're going to back off. They're not going to commit for these Raxes because Scarab Mage has also respawned. Tidehunter blinking forward. He has no Gush for another 3 seconds, and Brewmaster, he's going to be able to TP up. Are they going to be able to get any return kills onto these 2 heroes here? They're thinking about Jakiro getting TP out in time. There's no stun. Oh, there's the stun. They're going to get the Jakiro. So nice pick up there for Mahameru. Two cheeky observer wards here placed by the Prime, so they actually know if there's going to be anything in this base, any rotations in this vicinity of the Mahameru base. So I don't think these are going to be dewarded either, although they are relatively close to each other. I'm not sure why they stuck both of them there. Maybe they're worried that this one here would have actually dropped down before the duration. So Meepo, what does Meepo have now? Has he actually managed to build up any items? He only has the Aghanims and Treads at the moment. He doesn't have anything else. He's nowhere near that second item. If he has a heart, he would actually be able to survive these engagements, but for the moment, he's sitting on only 1.5k HP, not that much armor, only 9 armor, so 36% physical damage reduction, and aside from that, he just doesn't have anything. There's nothing on the courier. There's just absolutely no hope for the Meepo yet, so he needs some return kills from his team. There's 9 kills, actually no, 9 deaths on the Meepo, so Meepo dying an awful lot this game. We'll take a look at the kills, deaths, and assists. I don't normally look at this. Brewmaster securing 16 of these kills, so Brewmaster doing a lot of work for his team. Whereas the Witch Doctor, he has the 10 kills. That's probably why he has the Aghanim Scepter, and he's going to pick up the BKB in a moment as well. He has the Ogre Club. So Mahameru, they were thinking about going on the Medusa. She was on her own for a moment, but she does decide to back off. She was not going to aggressively push towards the tower because there was a chance she could have gotten picked off. She's going for the Skadi. She has 2 components already, and I actually think she's going to pick up the 3rd one right now. Does she have enough gold? No, she's going to leave it at the secret shop just so she can pick up the point booster. And then she'll have her Skadi relatively quickly. So that means that she's going to have not only a nice HP pool, but she'll have a nice mana pool. And with Medusa, if she has enough of both, she's going to have plenty of effective HP just because of how her mana shield works. It's max leveled, so each damage will damage per mana. Okay, so 1 mana will defend her from 2.5 damage. So 2 mana is effectively 5 damage. 5 mana is 25 damage? I guess so. I'm not too sure about my math. My math is pretty bad. Actually, they might get a kill here on the Jakiro. He has a Yule Scepter. His blink is on cooldown, so he's not going to be able to get it. Actually, his Yule Scepters him up in the air. And no, he did not get to go. He was still silenced up, and he did get finished off by the side of Mahameru. It's a nice pick off there from them. They did get a nice little kill. I'm interested to see how much gold did they pick up from there. Probably a lot. I actually can't click the button. It doesn't show me the button, so I don't know how much gold they got from the Jakiro kill there. So I'm very sorry if you're very interested in wondering what that was. Oh no, it's here. I see it now. 1.5k gold for Mahameru. And, oh, interesting, they decided to build Treads on the Scarab Mage instead of going for Arcane Boots. So he says he needs HP, so he's built the Treads for himself. And also the Skadi has just been finished up on the Medusa. So she's going to be pretty tanky now. She won't be that easy to kill anymore. She's actually in the top lane now. She's going to farm top lane. There's Meepos up here. He's going to see these illusions from the Medusa and say, oh my goodness. There's 1 Meepo left. He's left the 3 Meepos down at the bottom here. So it looks like the Prime, they don't want to engage without the Medusa. Medusa, she's TP'd to the middle lane and she's coming in for her team down bottom. Mahameru, they smoked up and they want to try and grab something, but unfortunately for them, the Prime, they're sitting in the bottom lane together. So they're not going to get picked off separately. Unlike the Jakiro, he was in the enemy camp farming there. That was a mistake from him. Not knowing that there was a observer ward up here, so he did get picked off. But they are together now, and they're going to be pretty hard to kill. Meepo up in the top lane by himself, trying to grab some farm. 2.1k gold. What does he want to go for now? Is he going to go straight for that Reaver? Does he have buyback available? It's not available for 1.5 minutes now. So he actually goes for Blink Dagger. So not for any stat items, but instead going for mobility to get into those fights. He has TP'd back, and he is going to try and help his team engage into this team fight. That's 1 Rex down already for the Medusa. They're not going to go in quite yet. There is a BKB from the Brewmaster, and he does throw that clap. There was also the Ice Path and also Macropire onto the Meepo. So Meepo dying instantly, even with the Blink Dagger, not able to do much. And the Tidehunter Ravage not able to give his team enough time to do anything. The Global Silence came out late, so unfortunately not able to get the brew before he clapped, but he did BKB preemptively that actually is going to be a dead Scarif Mage and also a dead Tidehunter. But Tidehunter he has brought back, he's trying to help his team. Medusa just right clicking on the Silencer in the base, and Medusa going to try and grab a kill there. Oh, she might actually die here. It's like Ancient, no she doesn't, and Tidehunter he's sitting at the back of the base, he won't die to the Witch Doctor ward. And there's no buybacks left on his team. We'll take a look at the buybacks real quick. There's only 2 on the side of the Prime, so there's no one on the side from Mahameru that can buy back. So this might be game for them. No one can defend. Meepo actually is going to be coming back in a moment, but this Meepo, he's just being locked down so efficiently during these team fights that he just can't do anything that he wants to. Jakiro, he is always there to throw out the Ice Path, always there to throw out the Macropire, which both are on off cooldown now. Meepo, he is trying to do something. He has poofed in, trying to get someone. He didn't really do much damage. There was an Ice Path as well thrown out on the Meepo. Meepo going to die there to the Medusa and also the Tidehunter. That's all the DPS on the side of Mahameru dead. Scarif Mage came in a little bit too late. He just spawned. He couldn't do anything to help his team, and this might be game. They can't defend that last rack, so they only have the 2 supports left. Ice Path thrown out onto the Scarif Mage. They could fire as well. Nice multicast and nice. Oh my goodness, the 2 stuns multicast and the Mystic Flare finishing off the Jakiro. So Jakiro, not quite tanky enough there, buddy. You do get picked off. And that is also the last set of racks. So this is probably going to be the GG call coming out from Mahameru in a moment. They can't do anything. That was a nice 4 multicast coming onto the Brewmaster. Godlike going to the Ogre Magi. So he'll be having a nice little injection of gold. Medusa getting picked off as well. So some of these multicasts really helping them. And this might be the death of the Witch Doctor here. Actually, Brewmaster popping his BKB and going to pop the split. They're going to get an Ogre Magi return kill. There is a Cyclone thrown out on the Scarif Mage. He won't be able to get out. He is going to get stunned up by the Brewmaster. A Boulder Smash in a moment. There we go, there it is, and they're going to finish off the Scarif Mage. There is Silencer sitting on the high ground. Meepo, he is here. I'm going to try and get a kill on the Brewmaster at least before calling the GG. I presume she is going to blink out, and there's the last word. But aside from that, he is going to get out. He's so fast. He's got bits of travels as well, and that's the GG call from the Scarif Mage. Global Silence casted by the Silencer in anger. So GG, well played. Nice plays by both teams, but the Prime definitely taking the cake from this game. They were never behind at all during those engagements. They dictated the flow of the game, and unfortunately, Mahameru, they just could not come back. They could not make their own. They could not make their own comebacks. They could not get any of those really big ganks on the big heroes. The Prime playing incredibly safe and also incredibly aggressive. So they did a really nice play style. But thanks for watching for this YouTube VOD. My name's Niino. I was your English caster for today. If you like what I do, please hit the subscribe button for my channel. Also hit my follow button on my Twitch. I do some live casts. If you're interested, you can always hit that and you can follow me there as well. And there's also my Facebook down the bottom if you want to follow my Facebook as well. So just like my page, whatever. But that's pretty much it for this game. The Prime, they're going to continue on to the second round, which will be played on tonight. Whereas Mahameru, they are dropping down into the losers bracket, unfortunately, for their second chance to come back into the tournament. But that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next game.